Hi, John Hess from FilmmakerIQ.com. In my video on how to get your short film screened at film festivals, I dived into a bit on what the ideal short film length should be. My conclusion is, and always has been, your film has to be just long enough to tell your story really effectively. Well, I still get into online debates from people saying that a short film cannot be longer than 10 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever magic number is bantered about that day. As a proud producer and director of a couple 20-something minute short films that have played and even won awards at film festivals, just saying, I have to disagree on any hard, fast rules on specific film lengths. There is no general ideal length for a short film. It's entirely situational based. And to prove it, I have some real hard evidence. Let's look at the gold standard of filmmaking awards, the Oscars. Now, to be considered a short film, the Academy sets an upper threshold of 40 minutes. So I tracked the past 5 years and found that the average Academy Award nominated short film was 19.3 minutes long. Then I decided to do a slightly deeper dive and look at every Academy Award-winning short film going back to 1957, the first year that the Academy stopped distinguishing what they considered one-reel or two-reel films. I found that the average Academy Award-winning short film in the past 60 years was 23.16 minutes long. The longest winners were at the Academy Max of 40 minutes, and the two shortest films were both at 8 minutes. Omnibus, a 1992 French short, and Precious Images, a 1986 short film that consisted of a mashup of 470 clips from famous Hollywood movies. Gosh, I wonder how that one won the Oscar that year. But seriously, both films are very well done. So if anyone says you must have your short under 10 minutes, remind them that half of the Academy Award-winning short films are actually over 23 minutes long. But that is for the Oscars, and the Oscars are a category amongst themselves. Not every film will fit in that category, and frankly, not every film will want to be in the Oscar category. Which brings me back to my original rule. Your short film needs to be long enough to tell your story really well. Now, I realize that can be kind of confusing, especially for the first-time filmmaker. So, let's dive in a little deeper into short film lengths and what they really mean in terms of what kind of a story you can tell and perhaps the production. And give you a little sense, a little idea of what you're getting yourself into when it comes to making short films. Now, what I'm going to lay down are generalities at best. The terms are mine, they aren't industry standard, but I think it'll help you get a sense of what to expect at different short film lengths. Well, the shortest of shorts are what I call micro shorts. Now, these span anywhere from 5 seconds to 3 minutes. Now, these shorts are essentially one single powerful note. There is some dramatic arc, but these shorts must hit strong right off the bat and then finish even stronger. Sort of like a really well-crafted one-liner in a comedy routine. These shorts will usually require a half to a full production day, although you can conceivably shoot a live-action micro short in an hour or two. Of course, this is a total generalization, as special effects, multiple locations, other special productions, and post-production requirements will drive up the production time. Micro shorts are generally for experimenting with a new technique, though you can use this length to tell a very quick and efficient story. A good model of this type of short film are TV commercials that have to get across a story in just 30 seconds. It's ironic that Kubrick, who's king of slow and methodical movies, was really fascinated by the efficiency of storytelling of Nescafe commercials. As for distribution, these kind of short films are very well suited for the internet. Putting money into a film festival run is a little bit of an overkill for this category, but if you do want to go that route, look for festivals that focus specifically on this type of really short shorts. Now, stepping up in terms of film length from micro short are what I call sketch shorts. Now, these will run from 2 to 8 minutes or so. I know there's a little overlap with a micro short, but I don't want you to get the impression that I'm prescribing this type of short based specifically on the time length, or that there's a magic number that divides one category from another. What makes a sketch short different than a micro short is that it is a self-contained scene and a single dramatic arc. These can also be shot in a single production day. It would be rare to require more than one day, but then again, there's no hard, fast rule for this, especially if the scene requires multiple locations. Example of the sketch short would be all those comedy sketches from your favorite sketch shows like Chappelle's Show, or SNL Digital Shorts, College Humor, or one of my favorites, Mitchell and Webb.
Are we the baddies?
Now, I don't want you to get the impression that the sketch short has to be a comedy, although this format works really great for comedy. But it needs to work, the sketch needs to work as a complete scene that evolves over time. Whereas a micro short needs to run right out of the gate, sketches can build to a payoff. For distribution, the internet is also a great place for these. A festival run is also very viable at this length. Moving up between 5 minutes and 30 minutes are what I call short subjects. Short subjects will encompass multiple dramatic arcs. You can think of them as a sequence of sketches, if you want, or a short film that has multiple scenes in it. Now, these are a bigger investment of production time than sketches, generally needing at least 2 to 5 production days. Again, that's all depending on what exactly you want to shoot. For examples of this time length, you can look at half-hour TV shows as examples. Half-hour anthology shows like Twilight Zone are great examples. Also, there are tons of great shorts available online in this range. Damien Chazelle's Whiplash short, which I think as a band nerd is stupidly unbelievable, but as a filmmaker, really, really well crafted, is an example of this kind of production. The film is 17.5 minutes long, contains an introduction and 3 fully fleshed out scenes, even though the short film essentially plays out like one long real-time event. Going back to my favorites that influenced me as I was coming to the field, The Butterfly Circus and The Man Who Never Cried, both are in the 20-some minute category and really, really powerful, wonderfully made films. For distribution, you start seeing a drop-off on the internet, especially for the longer end of the spectrum, but film festivals are a prime audience for this kind of short. Then from 20 to 60 minutes, which is the maximum that Sundance will consider a short, is what I call a short feature. Here we're starting to take a more feature film-like approach to story. We're going to start seeing acts that have their own dramatic arcs that consist of multiple scenes, each with their own smaller individual arcs. Once you get to the higher end of this arena, it really starts to feel like a substantial investment in viewing time. At this point, you should expect an even longer production, anywhere between 4 and 10 days minimum, or more. Again, that's all depending on what exactly you're trying to shoot. Generally, these films are going to be dramas, as comedy doesn't quite work out so well at these lengths. Although there's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of comedy to drama to help the medicine go down. Hour-long TV dramas are a great example of short features like Alfred Hitchcock Presents or Black Mirror or the underappreciated Electric Dreams. These are great examples of this kind of story structure. For distribution, very few will take off on the internet, although that might change. And you'll really have to impress the programmers at film festivals to get this kind of film screened in the shorts block. That's not to say it can't happen. It just needs to be really, really good. But again, that's also not to say that anything you make from any of these short film categories doesn't have to be really, really good. But with a feature short, you just have to justify the time investment, which is heavier than the other 3 categories I laid out. Now, 3 40-minute short films have won the Oscar for Best Short Film in the last 60 years, and many, many more have been nominated. So, it's not like it doesn't happen. Now, for filmmakers just starting out, I would recommend beginning in the sketch range because it gives you a good sense of how to build up a single scene and a dramatic arc, and it really doesn't require that much production resources to get started. The most basic sketch short can be done in a living room with a few actors. After that, I think it's good to experiment with some micro shorts, learn how to really craft a story efficiently. Micro shorts are also great opportunities to work on new special effects or visual effects techniques or editing techniques, or just anything you want to just try out. Once you feel very comfortable creating sketch shorts and micro shorts, then you can start moving into creating a few short subjects and practice linking up different dramatic arcs to tell a bigger and more cohesive story. After you've done that, it's up to you whether or not you want to pursue the short feature or go to create a full-length feature film yourself. But of course, maybe features aren't your goal. There's plenty that can still be done in this shorts realm, especially in the new emerging medium of the internet. So that's my take on short film lengths. Please don't read too seriously into any specific number I gave, as everything is just a generalization. The 4 categories I laid out are just my approach to how to think about the short film product that you are trying to create. If it helps you clarify what you're trying to do, that's great, but don't get so hung up on my definitions that it incapacitates you from creating your short film. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell. Consider becoming a patron on our Patreon. Help keep these lights on around here. You can also support this channel with our new merch. Stand by your editor and just say no to that mantra, fix it and post. No. Don't do that to your editors. Don't do that to yourself if you're the one editing. We do give away a free t-shirt every month at Filmmaker IQ to the top points earners. Sign up for free and you too can compete while building your Filmmaker IQ. Now, go out there and let's see you make that terrific short. Go out there and make something great. I'm John Hess. I'll see you at filmmakeriq.com.